Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we got the new set, Murders at Karlov Manor, a murder mystery set. There was no early access, so this is the first kind of shot at seeing what the new cards are like. We'll do one or two standard decks for videos, but I think I'm going to focus on some of the Eternal formats. There's probably going to be a saturation of standard decks, and to be honest, there's not too many cards in standard that are really interesting me. There's more for like the Eternal sets, so we'll do some timeless stuff like that. But the deck I wanted to try out first and foremost is Convoke in standard. Now, we got a new thraben inspector, Novice inspector, so we can play pretty close to the Pioneer version of the deck. So now we have two 1-drops that make an artifact, so both Novice Inspector and Voldaren Epiture, and then that you can gleeful demolition to sack the artifact to make a bunch of tokens. That also lets you with Warden, tap a bunch of creatures so you get some value like that. The cards we're going to try out from the new set in addition to the Novice Inspector is Warleader's Call. We're going to try out 3 of these. I didn't want to go too heavy on it, but we'll give it a shot. We might end up going to the 4th once the games get played, but it's an enchantment that gives us an anthem for our board, and then whenever a creature enters the battlefield, we deal 1 damage to each opponent. I also want to try out this. I'm only going to play 1, but this one could probably be switched to Warleader. So Case of the Gateway Express. 2 mana, it enters the battlefield, and we choose a creature, and then we basically deal damage to it. We deal 1 damage for each creature we control, so kind of removal. I want to see how it plays out. The second, to solve the case, you basically just have to meet the condition. So in this case, attack with 3 creatures, 3 or more. Our decks look all about attacking, so that's what we want to do. And then once it's solved, it goes to the last step. We get another anthem for our team. So something interesting with a go-wide strategy. Outside of that, we got Resolute Reinforcements for multiple bodies. A couple Charming Scoundrels can help us ramp if needed. We have Sanguine Evangelist, another anthem effect, multiple bodies. Imidane's Recruiter as like an anthem and haste. And then Knight Errant of Eos for card advantage. Boros doesn't really have fast lines in this format, so a larger number of basics. Cavern of Souls can either be named for vampire or human in the deck, which is nice. Gives us a multicolor spell, and then Myrex as well. Sideboard here. Another card I want to try out. So I was looking at some of the lists, and they play the 1-drop that gains life. So this is another kind of effect. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. If you gain 5 or more life this turn, you get to solve the case. And then if it's solved, creature, you can sacrifice the case, and creature cards in your graveyard you may cast this card from the graveyard till end of turn. So against the more aggressive decks, really I'm just kind of tailoring the removal package. We have barrages where needed, destroy evils for bigger things, knockout blow for mono red. I played more destroy evil for like the ramp deck. We have lantern flare for cheaper removal. But we might just want to play even like Helix, to be honest. I think I might actually play Helix over the Lantern Flare. So Lightning Helix got reprinted. I think against like the aggressive decks, honestly, even like with Knockout Blow, we're probably just better off playing Helix. So a couple different arts. If you don't want the rare one, you can play the uncommon one, which is also there. We'll play the Japanese art. And then we got the knockout blows. We'll see how we want to play it, but some copies of Thalia to tax the domain decks, and then Lauren for artifact enchantment. Hey, I'm not like, with day 1, you're always kind of trying to figure out where the set is. So sideboards are obviously going to evolve over time, but we'll give this a shot. Sparky is telling us we have 2 ranks. They still haven't fixed the Sparky bug, they still haven't fixed the sideboard bug, so all fun and games. But we'll jump into this game. You'll see in the top right hand corner, we have a sub goal. We're trying to hit 15,000 subs on YouTube. It's free to sub on YouTube. If you haven't done so, hit that sub button. We're a couple thousand away, but trying to hit it. So this hand looks okay. We'll name human first. We have the Warleader. So no like super explosive. If this was one of our dorks, it would have been better. So this might be cut down. Which is fine. We can Warleaders next turn. That hopefully should get us out of some cut down range. That one's a bit annoying. They probably take Warleaders here. So the one downside with this deck, you could have very explosive draws, but at the flip side, you also are, like, once you get kind of the initial card advantage, you should take this. Take this. Oh, they actually took that. Cool. That works for me. So, would love something that makes an artifact. Second Deep Cavern, we'll take Resolute. How about a land? I mean, if they didn't take our stuff, the hand's pretty solid, but a bit annoying here. The life gain they're also getting. And then Glissa's probably going to take us out here. Oh, let's just go to next game. We're not going to get through Glissa, and if I'm blocking, then I'm already too far behind. So let's play some Helix. Oh, it gave us Weird Arts. Helix, probably maybe like 2 Destroy Evil for Shieldred. This matchup, they're probably going to have a lot of removal, so mind you, this does get rid of Bat fairly nicely. Maybe just 2 Helix, get rid of the Scoundrels. Get rid of a Gleeful because it doesn't do a huge amount. And then get rid of the case. We get rid of 1 Imodane, just play another Helix. Getting rid of Glissa's big. A little annoying. These hands are just terrible. I think we go human. This might bait out the cut down, but we've probably lost this. We mull to 5 against a deck that's just bringing in more removal. I mean, if we could dodge cut down for a turn, it won't be too bad. We also have the draw off this. Okay, so we got Gleeful. Feel like this is cut down, perhaps. If they have removal, they're going to kill Warden anyways, so... I think here I might actually just hold this and then draw a card because I want to hit the land. Because also if they go bat here... Sentinel, the Nameless City... So I can gleeful here and then have helix up as well. I think the goal is just try to ping as much damage as possible. Yeah, if they're main path to peril, then I'm in trouble. Second Sentinel. So here, I think we take it out and then just play this. They're obviously not going to path here, but I think taking it out has some reasonable. I couldn't double spell. The Boros mana base is a little rough. This is just like Shieldred, then we're in trouble. Mosswood. Well, they're missing lands. Naturally hit it. So we could still ping them for 3 here. This one we'll name Vampire. We'll just draw a card on their turn. I wouldn't play out anything anyways, and in case they have Bat. Peril's expected. They probably just draw a card off Mosswood to get it back. Get the land too. Destroy Evil would be nice. And they just hit the cut down. Oh, they bin it. I think they usually play like one path, but offense, defense is going to be pretty rough on this Sentinel. We just haven't been able to pressure them at all. And naturally draw the Gleeful. Okay, Destroy Evil's not bad. Buys us a turn at least. They do have this Cottage. That's like the best draw. Just when they're hitting everything and we mulled that much, yeah. Alright. Let's go again. This is why we try things out. We put up a fairly reasonable fight on game 3. Obviously, like, multiplied is going to get you. I wonder if it's better. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Against those, like, rock strategies, we need to play Wedding Announcement. Just because it gives us multiple bodies. Barrage, Destroy Evil, Thalia. Against mono red, I would bring in 3. I have barrages. So maybe Just craft another one, make it. And then wedding announcement. Just gives us a little bit more resilience. It's hard to like 1-for-1. I'm less concerned about the record today. It's more about feeling out to see what's working, what's not, as we kind of go through the set. We do lack a bit of the long game. I am a bit concerned with Sunfall as well. So the problem here is I don't have the red mana. But I think we keep it nonetheless. The upside's pretty high with this hand. Perfect. So I'm leading with this because I don't know yet what I want to name. This could be control. There's a new 2-mana counterspell. Yeah, it's control. Let's go vampire here. I have an uncounterable here, so I think I'm going to take advantage of it. Scoundrels. Probably a little too weak at this point. It's going to be another Sunfall deck, which love it for us. This is actually interesting because like I could jam this, they take a lot, but then they Sunfall and then I'm kind of shit out of luck. But if they Sunfall and I get Warleader's chant down, then I'm okay. They also don't have double white at this point. So I think we're just gonna pass the turn. Depending what they do, I may cycle this. If we had another red, I'd feel more comfortable. We also don't have another artifact. I do get something off the Evangelist though. They just have Union. Annoying. So that's probably lethal. We'll start here. This might bait a counter out of them. Got him. Got him! Control. So we want Thalia's in and wedding announcements. And I think we're gonna take out the Gleefuls, a couple copies. Take out the case. So it's a bit tricky because like I want these, but then Thalia makes these worse. I think we just take out all the gleefuls. And then like Imidane's not bad. I don't want to get too high on the curve. And they haven't seen the Warleader's call yet, which is fine. Let's just get rid of an Evangelist. It's like the worst of them. I'm a little concerned with sweepers. They probably bring in like Knockout Blow. They might have like Depopulate or Lockdown. Okay, well. He ain't countering any of my stuff. Let's do Vampire for this one. Uncounterable. They probably take out some counters, I would imagine. They're kind of forced here to do something, so they union here. Because my thought is if they don't... Yeah, so they depopulate here, that gets swept. I get to do this. And then I'm probably... like... 1, 2... Are you kidding me? Should have just done Imidane here. We'll draw a card here. They deluge. I mean, this could be Farewell. They might have Farewell in hand, which is going to be bad. Whiffing on this Knight Errant felt terrible. Farewell's such a dumb card. I was considering looting one of them, but... So they likely have, like, Wandering Emperor. Maybe should have waited on that. I can use a red here. So this is likely Emperor coming down. Oh, just Anchorage. I forgot about that. Derp. I mean, I played this pretty bad. Do you have the negate? The fact they still have negates in against us is kind of silly. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the next game. We have to win. Like, at this point of the game, they're gonna have delusion stuff up, so it doesn't really make sense. Run it back. Just hope that they don't have. We also haven't been able to keep like a single reasonable hand. Warleaders would be reasonable here. Okay, stop at the lands. Okay, we might be able to get them. Or they just naturally curve out perfectly. Thalia would have been nice last turn, taking him a turn off lockdown. I think this is a problem with these like all-in creature decks, where in like Pioneer, there's blue-white control, but it's a lot more one-for-one removal because you have Rakdos and stuff like that. Do you have the negates? I just gotta try to push damage in at this point. Immodane's not bad. I can Thalia into Immodane. That doesn't do anything. No, they're at 1. Don't sweep me. Don't sweep me. Okay, we got that. We got there. Between the Convoke stuff, I think I want to try a version, because the thing is, like, this can find the stuff, which is nice, but if we're not hitting it, so this gateway doesn't do anything. We can play the 4th Warleader. Token. Play Scroll's Hive. makes artifacts. Gives us some more sustained damage. Let's try that. Because the problem is, like, they sweep us once, but against temporary lockdown it's not going to do much, but at least against the other it could be reasonable. We'll give it a shot. Cool. Double Gleeful's a little awkward, but I think for mana efficiency, I'm going to go Voldaren into Resolute Reinforcement and then consider these afterwards, just because these are cheaper, so I don't want to leave mana out. Opponent, where are you? It's where we want to leave our opponent dead in the corner. We'll see. Obviously, if we draw another 1-drop, then we'll double spell. The Chris Fairy. Because they might have counters, I'm just going to do this main phase. It's actually pretty solid. We just need like a Warleaders here. I'm going to lead on the demolition because they play Make Disappear. Obviously, if we had one more red, it would have been nice. But even just making another 3. Our board's pretty wide, so if we draw Imadanes, it's good. Another red. Not great. So we're pretty wide here. I'm gonna hold this. Actually, there's probably no reason to hold. We took out the dorks. Okay, so they have Larcenist. We're just going to keep pushing through damage. I'm just going to pass the turn here. I don't know what I want to name yet, but I want something that's uncounterable potentially. Fine. They could attack into this, it'll flip, but they're not really getting anything material. Alright, that was sweet. Okay, so I took out the Lithomantic Barrages, which are a little annoying, but we'll bring in the Helix. I don't think we want the wedding announcements. Could be wrong. I think we take out maybe one Skrell's Hive. Like, they'll have cut downs. Problem is they have like a lot of flyers, which makes it a little difficult. I think the Gleeful Demolition, they don't really bring in 1-for-1 removal. Let's maybe ditch this, play these. Run it like that. We got rid of Barrage, which makes this a little worse, but I think the life gain could be reasonable. Because our deck doesn't really have anything major that they can take. Obviously, if they get a big bat, off thing, it's kind of bad. Maybe we should have brought... Problem is, where is it? The destroy evil is only relevant if they flip their invasion. Otherwise, it's not that great. Just try this. Cut down. So ideally I sneak down this lightning, or this Warleaders. Okay, so they could get it down before. They get the helix. So we're gonna draw a card here. We'll let them take something first. The double bat, like the cut down to double bat is a very good start for them. I think getting this down is important. It lets our things trade better. It also gets some of our stuff out of cut down range. Like, wedding announcement's more important from a sustained damage perspective. But they have the flyer anyways. Either way, they're gonna have, like, make disappear, so next turn I could play around it. So let's try Immodanes this turn. Because if it's just removal, or like a flash creature, I'm okay. But at least next turn with wedding announcement, I could play around a make disappear, or they have to sacrifice something. We called it. They do have like their blue source is a pain land, which is kind of nice. Looks like they're struggling on lions. Myrex plays nicely because it makes artifact creatures. Opponents in the tank. Okay, 2 underground rivers. Very painful. Go Larcenist here. They opted for the bat. They can sack it. And then they have to give me helix. I think we do this. I get the wedding announcement token. Now I'm gumming up the board. The Kite Sail can attack. It's interesting that they chose to go the mana. They might have Alcazats. Okay. See what they do here. Urtai. Cool. I will... No attack. Let's go Voldaren. So 1, 2, 3. I will take the gleeful here. I'm doing it this way because we can sack. We do not want the cavern. I think we passed the turn here. Okay, so Warleader's looking pretty solid here. We're just chunking him out of damage. We're going pretty wide. Take the block here. That's super annoying. But we'll do this. Get back Evangel. And now I just have a huge board. They have Alkazats, but I can attack into Alkazats. Thanks to Battle Cry. So they could have another Gix command. Yeah, we just got him that way there. All right, sweet. All right, we came along. We were able to get some wins, 2-1, not too shabby with the deck. Let me know what you think. The Warleaders really shined in that matchup. I think the heavy, like, removal-based matchups are pretty tough, but just sneaking it down, we were able to go wide on the 1-for-1 removal matchups. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one. Stay safe out there.